So you're in your winter arc era, right? You're trying to accomplish those goals that you set in January, and it's now October, and you still want to accomplish them, but you've had momentum, and now that motivation you had at the start of the fourth quarter is dwindling down to this much. You've come to the right place because I have a hack for you, and it's using the fear of being average to accomplish your goals. Okay, so let me fix this light. Hold on, so I could talk to y'all better. Okay. The fear of being average is basically the fear of being ordinary. You're going to use this to your advantage because the fear of being an ordinary person is basically inherent motivation for you to do and be better. 2, you know you're meant to live an extraordinary life, but you're being ordinary right now. So because you don't want to be ordinary anymore, you're going to start being extraordinary. 3, it will increase your productivity and efficiency by giving you a choice of, would you rather be like the 99% who are not taking action towards achieving their goals, or being like the 1% who is putting in effort every single day to achieve their goals and live their extraordinary life? You can either pay now or pay later, and by pay later I mean having regrets on not accomplishing what you wanted. Now here's how you're going to use the fear of being average to your advantage. You have your goals, right? But do you have them mapped out? If you said no, shame. No, seriously, this is a safe space here. If you do not have your goals mapped out into a timeline, I have a solution for you. You can use ChatGPT. I will put a prompt that I have used specifically to map out my goals. You can have yours to where it's a specific timeline. If you are looking to accomplish those goals before the end of this year, definitely doable. Just make sure you put that into the timeline you want the goals mapped out. The key thing is to make sure that you are taking daily actions towards those goals. Now that everyone has their goals mapped out, we have our timelines. Here's how you're going to use the fear of being average to your advantage. Every day when you wake up, you're going to ask, how do you want to identify today? Do you want to identify as the old version of you who doesn't work towards their goals, or, just sits around dreaming about their goals? Or do you want to identify as the new version of you who is taking action, getting 1% better, and achieving their goals? I don't know about you, but I'm taking number 2. Doing this, you are starting to use the fear of being average to your advantage by giving yourself a choice of who would you rather be. The key thing to remember here is that you have to consistently ask yourself who you would rather be until, this is where the code begins to crack, until it's an automatic thing. It doesn't take long. I promise it doesn't take long. Another way you can do this actually is to set timers throughout the day. On those timers, put who would you rather be? Or another question is, how do I want to identify today? The more you do it, the more you start to identify with the version of yourself that you want. You are choosing to identify with the you that has those goals already achieved and putting in that work to be that highest version of yourself. Another hack to use the fear of being average to your advantage is actually getting your work done. You're sitting down, doing nothing, using time that could be spent doing tasks. There will be a moment where, because you've been selecting a new identity, that fear of being average is going to kick in, and it's going to make you question, what would you rather be doing? Or how would I rather be spending my time? You will want to be spending your time working on your goals, taking those steps. Use that fear of being average to get 1% better every day. You want to be like the 1%, not 99% of the world who dream about getting things done but never actually doing it. You're going to be like the 1% now. You're different. You have a new identity. The fear of being average is going to be that motivation for you to get up and do what needs to be done. Let's say your goal is to get 10,000 steps in a day. You're watching TV and you have a couple hours to yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to put your clothes on, because the fear of being average tells you that you need to accomplish that 10,000 steps today and you've only took 500. You're just going to put on your workout clothes. Then you're going to put on your sneakers. You're using the fear of being average to your advantage because we have to achieve 10,000 steps a day. Now, if you're not used to walking 10,000 steps a day, it's a good idea to work up to it so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Now that you have your workout clothes on, you identify as someone who works out, and now you change your identity to someone who walks 10,000 steps a day. 9 times out of 10 guarantee you that you are probably going to go for a walk after this. And you're going to use that fear of being average, and we're going to combine it with 1% better. You're just going to walk 2,000 steps today. Just 2,000 steps. And then maybe tomorrow you walk 3,000 steps and you build. And then suddenly you went from walking 500 steps to 10,000 steps. Kudos to you for walking 10,000 steps. If you know that you're meant to live an extraordinary life, but you are slowly dwindling in motivation, it's okay. Just use the fear of being average to your advantage. Ask yourself, WWTOD, what would the 1% do? Good luck to you on your winter arc. You got this. Talk to you later. Bye. And use this to your advantage is basically what am I looking at? Am I looking at this camera or am I looking here? My arms. My arms. Okay.